Alright, so before I even talk about my topic today, I wanted to ask you all, what is the world's toughest job? And what could be some of the factors that go into making this job specifically tough? Maybe long working hours, a lot of time on your feet, probably a high salary, right? And so today I'm going to be talking about the devaluation of women's roles in society. And I want us to think back to that question kind of throughout the whole presentation. So I wanted to talk about roles of women in society in a very specific way. Now, the juxtaposition of the typical roles of women or typical jobs of women in society and typical jobs that men do. So in the 1950 U.S. Consensus, as well as the 2010 Consensus, the most typical jobs for women in the United States were secretary, cashier, teacher, and nurse or nursing aide. So it's kind of surprising. Society has gone a long way, but yet our jobs are still, and roles are still basically the same. Now, these women would earn anywhere from about $20,000 a year to $48,000 a year. So I was thinking, what is the highest paid position in the United States? And I come to find out from the Bureau of Jobs that the highest paid job in the U.S. Today is anesthesiology. Now, I was wondering, how many men versus how many women are in this field? And I wasn't surprised to find out that only about 30% of this field, 38% of this field are women. So why is that important? Now, we've talked a lot, or a lot of feminists talk about the fact that the wage gap is very important. And that's the main thing that we're fighting in gender-based oppression. So I'm asking you all, should gender-based oppression, or should gender-based equality be only based on economic equality? And would closing the pay gap end all gender-based oppression? So I want to take us to this three-legged stool of sustainability, which includes factors of environment, social, and economics. So we have to go back and think about this. Is economics the only part of all equality? Not technically correct. If everything to create sustainability, we need these three factors, then we're not just talking about economics, we're talking about everything. And so I wanted to go on and talk about how our society has come to find sustainability as equal to economic stability. Now, I know my parents have told me my whole life and stressed the importance of being economically independent. And so I began to relate these words, economic stability and sustainability, and I've completely forgotten about the social and environmental aspects. And so we go to this idea of capitalism, where we're thinking of high profit for very high production. And so when I went to look up the word worth on Google, I found that a lot of times why we find self-worth equated with production and these other values is because it says so right in the definition. Worth could mean an object, or worth could mean a person's self-worth. So we have to think about the fact that we're giving monetary value to human beings and to jobs and roles in society. So should human beings have monetary value? That's a very important question. If there are more than one, or if there are three aspects to sustainability in general, to life in general. So we go back to this idea of being a mother, or being a teacher, or being a nurse. Now, these roles don't specifically make a lot of money, correct? We were talking about the fact that they only make $20,000 to about $48,000 a year. Now, those wages are very low, and when self-worth is related specifically to how much you're making, we come across these big problems in the fact that we're devaluing the most stereotypic roles of women in society. So, should your mom not be valued just because she doesn't make a profit at what she does? So I wanted to talk about and present to you the last question. What would we do without the stereotypic roles of women in society, like mom, like our nurses, like our teachers? And the fact is, we wouldn't be here without any of these roles, especially our moms. 100% of you are the product of your mother, so we have to think about these statistics and how important it is, and so that we can continue to fight gender-based oppression in all types of sustainability. Thank you.